All right, welcome to It Is What It Is. I'm Shamri.
I'm Jean.
Oh, what a good Tuesday.
Rent and mortgage payments.
Oh, God, I hate
Anyway.
I hate it. I pay it, but I hate it.
Well, it's better than living on a curb
I don't know.
in a box.
Some days. You guys are obviously coming into a previous conversation, so
Yeah.
we'll switch it up for you. But yeah, it's Tuesday. Fucking early as fuck on a Tuesday. Well, not early.
That's not too bad.
It's 9:30.
Yeah.
That's early. But yeah, we'll do a little bit of chit chat because I have some parenting advice for the holidays
Uh-oh.
because I'm so good at it. And then we're going to have a quick little murder story from New York. My dream home. Just kidding. You
What
guys
part
get...
of New York you want to live?
If I ever moved to New York,
I don't think you could handle a big city, honey.
dude, I think I'm made for it.
Oh, yeah?
My whole life, ever since I was Maze's age, I've wanted to go to New York. Ever since I first watched Law and Order.
Well, you do have a Bronxy attitude.
Right?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Bronx is definitely probably where I would live.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always wanted to live above a Chinese restaurant so I could just be fat and happy.
Well, what if it's not very good, though?
No, that's it. I gotta find a good one.
Yeah. I think there's
And live above it.
restaurants in New York area.
Oh, dude, I want to go there so bad. I have a brother-in-law that lives in Pennsylvania. And he's like, oh, and you guys come see us or whatever. You guys can come and we'll go to New York. It's only a couple-hour drive. Oh, I want to go so bad. I just hate traveling.
It's fun.
I'm the worst traveler. Look, I'm good for road trips. If we're road tripping, I'm good. If we're going like a smidgen of a distance, like Spokane, you know, if we're going to Spokane.
She's a good road tripper,
tripping.
folks. Mm-hmm. Well, in New York City from here is about
Snacks
20,
and drinks and galores.
It's on the East Coast, so that's a 3-day drive.
No, I want to take the train.
So that's going to be a week
Yeah.
before you get there.
Yeah. But that way I can say I've been to more places than Washington and Utah and Montana and Wyoming.
That's true.
You know? Mm-hmm. Broadens me out a fucking bit.
Look at his spreadery.
Oh, and another thing I must point out, you guys. Okay, so I understand the Casey Joe Stoddard. I fucked up. I had a fucking moment of mental not workingness. I don't even know what to call it. So I know that I messed up. Oh my God, someone on YouTube once again pointed out that I mispronounced her name and I got the two boys mixed up for like a hot smidge.
Did you know that I was watching a news broadcast and the news broadcaster also said Casey at first and then corrected and said Cassie? So
It's a very easy Dude, it's very easy.
Yeah.
And I'm dyslexic as fuck.
There's more important things in the world to worry about versus pronunciation.
And dude, I'm really, guys, I'm not even saying it to be like, oh, I'm dyslexic. Like, this bitch is dyslexic. So, like, give a hoe a break.
Yeah.
You know?
I thought a lot of people liked her.
They do. They like it, but it's I guess it's, they just have to point it out, even though they already see in multiple comments where I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm the worst person in the fucking world.
She just wanted to let you know how she
Yes, and like, that's fine. Yeah. Go ahead, comment. That's fine. I will just address it and let you guys know that I did see it. I read it, even though I do respond to you. But also just letting you know, again, it is never on purpose when I fuck up someone's name.
Disrespectful.
Or anything like that. I'm not doing that. Truly, 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 I cannot sometimes keep my words straight. I get it conjumbled. So, fuck me. Life sucks. Sorry. Anywho, sir. But no. So, my parenting tip for the holidays. Okay. Guys, it's fucking snowing Arctic here. Okay. You're going to hear some shoveling in the background because my cousin needs to leave.
Yay.
So, there's a bunch of snow.
I did yesterday, damn it. And then it snowed and it's kind of pointless. Anyways. So, your parenting thing.
So, yeah. For the holidays, parents of young children, don't let them listen to this because I'm going to ruin their lives if they hear it. I'll give you a couple minutes. Seconds, not minutes. It's too long. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's long enough to get your kid out of the room. Anyhow, if you do not have an elf on the shelf, okay, and you have young children, you are missing out on the greatest manipulation ever made. Ever. Okay, so I have these two little elves, right? My sister Andrea sent the elves on the shelf when Maze was like a baby. Okay, so I didn't use them for the first couple years or whatever. I start using them, and you have to name your elf or whatever. So we have Heart Sparkle, that is the elf from Santa, and we have Bob, who's dressed like a 49ers, like he has like a 49ers shirt on, and he's super cute, and he just looks a little silly. Anywho, so we have Heart Sparkle and Bob. Okay, those are my elves. And, right?
So.
And Heart Sparkle came from the North Pole. Bob came from San Francisco. And she knows this, okay? Both my girls understand
The difference.
the one is real, and the other one, he has magical powers, but he's not as magical as Heart Sparkle. Anywho.
He's a Niners fan.
He is. Because we are. That loss was hard.
That was
good game.
That was a dig.
Good game, guys. Good game. Okay. Anyway, so fucking the first year, okay, I realize that she is literally taking everything this elf says to heart. Everything. She'll tell me what she's going to write the elf. She'd write a note or whatever. I'd answer back as the elves. If she's bad, I'd tell her she was bad from the elves, like in a cute little way. Like, oh, we didn't move today because you weren't nice yesterday. Our magic doesn't work when you're bad. Plain and simple. Okay? And it worked. So I was like, wow, okay. So we did it again. And now this year, folks, this year, my daughter's 5, going on 6. She'll be 6 in a month.
Are the elves going to make it through Squish, though? Because she'll just get mad, rip the head off.
Well, you can't touch them.
Oh.
Like, that's the deal. Okay, if you touch these elves, people will listen. They can't touch the elves because the elves will lose their magic power. Bob, on the other hand, he gets permission from Santa. Every once in a while, Santa gives him permission to hang out with them. And they get to play with Bob. They get to interact with him. But never Heart Sparkle. When Heart Sparkle plays, she goes in a jar. And they carry her around in a jar.
Oh.
So she doesn't get touched and lose her magic. It's like fairies, as I tell my kids.
Yeah.
But anyway, she was being an ass. Yes, I called a 5-year-old an ass. Fucking fight me because she was.
Well,
dude, she was.
You know, toddlers.
She was being so
over
mean.
The houshhold until they're 5, and so she's just still on tail.
She was being so mean over the damn doll. It was like, okay, so my youngest daughter just had a birthday, as everybody knows.
They both have 95 dolls.
Dude, I have an orphanage.
I guess the siblings will fight.
Yeah. So my youngest daughter got a baby for her birthday, of course. Okay. Now this baby is a battle zone because now everybody wants this baby. We have a baby that looks exactly like it, but no one cares. That's not the point.
It's not the right
It's not the right one. Dude, I know. We've had this argument. And so they would not stop fighting. And they get it to where me and Eric are in an uproar. We're both, like, now it's like a family feud situation because everybody's acting freaking ridiculous. And so the next day, I usually move the elves in the morning before I go to work. And they didn't move, mainly because I forgot. And then I remembered.
There was a big fight.
There was a big fight, you know? So I use it as to my advantage. I'm like, check it out. They didn't move because you were mean. Like, you weren't very nice yesterday. You or sister, both of you were sassy and mean, and that's not what we do. So the elves didn't move. When you two get along and we have a good day, sure, they'll move. And
not up to me, huh?
Yeah, it's not up to me. And that's what I constantly remind her. Your actions are what's going to move these elves. If you're a good kid, they're cute, they play games, they bring gifts. Like on December 1st, we bought the elves brought the calendar countdown of books. So it's like cute little Disney stories for the whole 24 days. It's actually a fucking nightmare, and I don't know why I did it, but it's fine. I'll survive. I regret the decisions I make. They're so cute in my head. When they become
teenagers, they could give 2 shits and just need cash.
Yeah.
So it'll get better.
But no, I'm telling you, if you parents do not have this elf on the shelf,
you're missing out.
You're missing out, man.
How were they the next day?
Amazing. And guess what happened this morning, guys?
Nobody
My
fought?
elves were trying to steal cookies. Oh my goodness. And like they're hanging from my cupboards. It's all cute. And they were trying to take Santa some cookies. So now my daughter is going to leave out cookies, score, for them to take to Santa,
Well, good.
score.
They
I
can
will
make
eat
it to the
them.
North Pole and
Yeah.
back
Mhm.
in one day.
They go every night. That's the thing, is they go tell Santa how you are every night. Mm-hmm.
Spies.
Yeah, they are.
Good.
They're little snitches for Santa.
So we're getting the kids used to being watched.
Did I tell you what Cara does? Because it's like the most genius thing in the world.
Huh.
She'll change someone's name in her phone, like a friend who's obviously in on it, but she'll change that friend's name to Santa. And when they start acting like little buttheads, she'll just kindly remind them that she's going to text Santa and there's going to be no Christmas. And like she's going to call him. And like it gets serious. Like, they don't play. Kids don't play when it comes to Santa, I tell you.
No, that's true.
I tell you. And I dare the first person to tell my kid Santa ain't real because I'm throat punching them.
Hopefully Daniel doesn't listen. No.
He probably still does. But no, I'm just saying. Like the new Christmas traditions, folks, get on board. I thought it was the dumbest thing, I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm.
I did. When my sister sent it to me, I was like, bitch, you hate me. Like now you're making it to where I have to go out of my way.
Work.
Yeah, now I have to go out of my way to make a mess, to be cute, or whatever, to these damn elves.
See, I obviously I don't do Elf on the Shelf with my damn kids, but I love them. But I always like the Elves on the Shelves where they put them in the, I guess, naughty poses. You see the one where they have the stripper.
Oh my God, I
Barbie
can't wait.
Stripper, and
I
then
can't
the elf,
wait.
and he has money. Or what's the other one? It was really cute. It was Chucky and the elf, and they had like a marshmallow snowman, and they just drew like a screaming, terrified face, and then little mini marshmallows coming out at the other end of the grater.
Oh my God,
You know
how
what I'm
cute.
saying? It's just it's adorable. It's adorable. I would do stuff like that, but that's just
I can't
how
wait
I am
till
with
they.
my kids. Is
Yeah, I can't
we're
wait
always,
till I can be inappropriate.
Yeah.
Eric did a really good one. I won't tell you on here, but I'll tell you what he did. It was really good, like a personal me and him elf thing.
They didn't stay there.
No, they didn't. Well, I forgot about them, and that
Uh-huh.
was it. As I forgot to do something with them, and I was like, shit. And I'm walking through the store and I see the little elf on the shelf display and I'm like, shit, I didn't move my elves.
Text Eric.
So I text Eric super fast and I'm like, hey, take those elves and put them away. And he did. And then he saved me. But it was just too great. I'll tell you what he did. Can't tell you on here. Anyway, so let's get to a little sad little murder.
Must be an intense story.
It's just super funny. Anyway, sorry. Sorry, guys. You just can't know. There's just some things I can't tell you.
I'll put it on the comments later. Okay. Anyway.
No, she won't. Sorry. So yeah, we're going to go. We're gonna. That's where we're gonna go. Yeah, that's where we're gonna. Anyway, we're gonna go to Chestnut Ridge, New York.
Chestnut Ridge. Mm-hmm. It sounds nice.
It does. It looks really nice. I wish I could remember the episode, but I can't. I just went to sleep and I had a dream about it because it's like one of the shows the last show I watched before I went to bed. Mm-hmm. And I tried to go back and find the title and I couldn't. I'll probably find it before this is released and so I can put it in the thing. Yeah. I won't say it on here, but I'll put it in the thing. You guys know what I mean. Yeah. Anyway, so January 7th of 2003, Evelyn, who's fucking gorgeous. But anyway, she works at Home Depot. She has extremely long, gorgeous black hair. Like, people think my hair is pretty. Mm-hmm. No one's seen this chick's hair. It's gorgeous. She worked out a lot. She had dark eyes, and she's very sweet. And she was outgoing, and she was originally from Puerto Rico.
Mm. That's beautiful women from Puerto Rico.
So she has that amazing, sexy fucking accent, you know? Mm-hmm. Like them Puerto Rican women have. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, and so her friend is telling her story, is what this episode is. It's like murder amongst family or some shit. Something like that. It has to do with like family murders or whatever. And they interview her friend, and her friend's the one that describes who she is and like talks on Evelyn's behalf. Anyway, when she got home the night of January 7th, none of the fucking lights worked. Like none of them. None of them had light bulbs. And so she calls her husband, and he's like, well, I'll be there in 10 minutes, so just hold on. And he had their son with him. So when he gets there, 10 minutes later, he walks in, none of the lights work. So obviously that's not a false statement. And so he goes upstairs. First thing he sees is she's on the floor with a knife sticking out of her chest. And still none of the lights are working.
How old is this kid?
He's like 3. He's little. It's in here somewhere. Anyway, so he takes...
I think I've seen this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He takes the baby to the neighbor and calls 911 and has his neighbor call 911. When the cops get there, they find the light bulbs in the trash can in the room that she was found in. There was footprints in the back of the house in the snow leading open to a back door. The back door, but no prints were seen leaving the house.
So like, dude's hiding out in the attic?
Well, that's what they thought.
Yeah.
But there was nothing done to the windows, to the doors of the home. This person just came in. So they go and they talk about her husband. She meets her husband at Home Depot. He comes from a really, really tight family.
Mm-hmm.
Like a super close family. And that's what she's always wanted. She's always wanted a family.
Mm-hmm.
Like a close family. I think her parents were deceased or back in Puerto Rico, but she came here with nothing really.
Yeah.
When the immigration thing happened way back then. Anyway, so she meets him at Home Depot. They go on a date. She finds out that he's like this amazing family guy. So she's like, oh, I'm going to marry this dude. So she does. So she gets knocked up with the son. He was cleared because he was at the store at the time of the murder buying milk, which is weird because it's like 10:30. But I mean, it's not that weird.
No, like, yeah. How often do you take your 3-year-old out with you to go get milk?
Well, they were gone all day.
Single mom.
They were gone all day.
Gotcha. Okay.
They were, him and the son were gone all day long, doing a bunch of errands. And we'll find out, obviously, that it's not a happy marriage. We're not happily in this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
things happen in time sometimes.
Yeah. So when the cops are talking to him at the house and everything else, they're searching his van, her car. They're doing their job, is what they're fucking doing. So he drops a bomb and he's like, you guys should really talk to her boyfriend, not me.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh.
Awkward.
Yep.
Well, wouldn't that just kind of make him a suspect immediately?
Well, no, because they have him on tape and the receipt being gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, they are in the middle of getting a divorce, but they're staying in the house because it was a war, pretty much, of who was going to get the house, who interacted more with the kid. It was a battle.
So it was the beginning of an ugly divorce.
It was the beginning of something bad.
That makes such long days when you're stuck in that situation.
Yeah, he gave everything. He gave his DNA, his fingerprints, he took a polygraph, he gave blood, he gave shoe prints, he gave his phone. She had, she had some family. I'm not 100% on what family she had. His brother was a cop. They lived close to his mom and dad. So what kind of ruined the marriage is he became lazy. Mm-hmm. Like he wasn't as outgoing and wanting to do things as he was when they first got together. And she was a very outgoing, like, let's go do this, let's go do that, let's go do this. And he's like, I'm going to play video games instead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to chill. So, yeah, and they, like I said, they started going to war over the kid. It became more of like, I spend more time with him. No, I spend more time with him. No, I do this. No, I do that. You stay on that side of the house. I stay on this side type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So after the murder, her boyfriend Mike shows up at the police station saying the night of the murder, she had planned to go to make dinner for her husband. And not her husband, her son. And their son, they say the son's name, but I didn't write it down because I just leave that part out. Sorry. Anyway, because I think I do mention it. Maybe I do. Who knows? I don't think I do because I don't like to mention the kids. But anyway, so she had planned to make dinner for him and tell her husband and talk to her husband. He calls and says he's going to be late. I still got to go to my mom and dad's.
Mm-hmm.
I still got shit to do. I'm not going to be there when you think I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
So she decides, okay, well, I'm going to go to my boyfriend's house instead.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes to the boyfriend's house in North Jersey is where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
And so she gets there about 9 p.m. His mom saw her. Like, there was witnesses seeing her leave, seeing her there. She was happy. She was go lucky, the whole spiel. Yeah, she was happy as hell. So she calls and he gives everything to the boyfriend. Okay, he gives DNA, fingerprints, blood,
The boyfriend
the poly.
yeah.
He gives everything too. So they're both like, who the fuck did this? Both these dudes, neither one of them are suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
They both look like they're grieving the way they're supposed to grieve. They gave us everything. Whatever. So she calls to say that she's almost home and to say goodnight to the boyfriend. She calls him on her way home and she's like, I'm almost there. So good night, love you, peace out. Fucking turning the secret phone off or turning my phone off, talk to you tomorrow, whatever. So it proves she was still alive. So it proves that Mike was not their man, obviously, because the phone records prove he's at home. She's on the road. So that's how he gets cut. He gets out. She was stabbed multiple times. Her throat was cut. When the cops look in the van, okay, they start, and they don't know what's in the van, obviously, till everything's being processed. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we've already talked to Mike the night of the murder and the husband, the whole spiel. We've talked to both dudes. And now they're finding out what's in the van.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is when everybody's attention switches back to the husband. Because in the van, they find $3,700 in all $100 bills. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's what Peter is rolling around with in the van. Tucked underneath the passenger back seat. Shady. Shady. And a calling card. And they're like, the fuck is this? What do you need a calling card for?
If he has a cell phone.
If he has a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they find that stashed away in the car too, like hidden in the car, hidden in the van. And so they get the right paperwork or whatever. They do the subpoena and all that shit. They get the paperwork. They see one number is being called multiple times and that night. So 2 weeks after the murder, they get the phone records and they see the same number. Okay, it's popping up in Florida. It's called 44 times in the month of November, the year before. Because mind you, January is a new year.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's months apart, guys. So, and there was phone calls all the way up until the day of the murder.
Mm-hmm.
And then the phone card's never used. Shifty. So.
Who was in Florida?
Yeah. The number that belonged to a Frank Thon. His phone was tracked to miles from their home that night when they made like their final calls to each other. Mm-hmm. Frank was in the vicinity of the home. So he's not in Florida anymore. Mm-hmm. So they get pictures of Frank. They show him around. And a bartender remembered him at the silo. She said he was nice. He made small talk. He drank about 5 beers. And then he left. 1 month after that, they look through his house and his truck. He thinks he threw away the laptop and he cleared it. So he thinks he cleared it.
Well, they can still see erased.
Everybody always thinks if I push delete, that it's deleted.
Yeah.
Quick side note in life. Nothing's ever deleted. Nothing. Side note. So when they look through what was deleted and taken off the laptop, they find a map to her house. They go to the jail and they talk to him. And they're like, dude, what the fuck? They stage it to where they make Frank... They freak him out and told him that, like, we know what we know. We're not going to tell you what we know, but we know you did something. Mm-hmm. So they scare him. He doesn't even seem that scared. Anyway. So before they take him in the room, they do what you see on the cop shows, where they stage the room and they put like all the evidence and shit, and the boards and all of that, the scare tactics. They do that when they bring Frank in. So he's already sitting in her room being like, shit, they got me. And they're like, we got you. You know, ha ha ha. So they want to know, how does Frank know her? Like, how does Frank connect to all of this? How does Frank know Peter? How the fuck did this dude, why did he kill her? Mm-hmm. So, you could tell that this dude was hood, too. Like, he was street life. Like, he came from the streets. So they put his back against the wall to make him feel like he is trapped in there. Mm-hmm. But he's not, okay? And you can, on the episode, and I'll find it, like I said, they show the interrogation. They do go through the whole thing of, like, you can leave at any point in time, blah, blah, blah. But think about that. You did it. You know you did it. You're sitting in front of a cop, and behind this cop is boards and boxes with your name on it, and like scary tactic shit.
Pictures,
yeah,
lines,
yeah, like we got you board.
Yeah,
you know, it's scary as hell. So he said, da 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 da, he was hired by Peter. Is anybody shocked? No.
Don't tell me that woman died for $3,500.
Oh, hold on. They get him to say on tape that Peter was the one who unlocked the doors. That's why there was no messery. Peter, when he found out she was at the boyfriend's, he went to the house and unlocked the doors. They had a meetup at the house. Him, Peter, and Frank. So, but in New York, it's hard to charge someone in a case just because the killer says he hired me. Like, you have to show more than just that dude's word that he was hired for the crime.
Yeah.
So, they thought Peter would run, so they started following him. So, they let Frank meet up with Peter because they need the cash exchange to go down. And so they meet up in front of a pizza place, and then the owner of the pizza place picked him out of the lineup. Dude, the reason he had her killed is he didn't want to fight for the kid, to have custody of the kid.
Well, he doesn't have custody of the kid any damn ways because he's in jail.
But he
Dumbass.
never thought it would be tracked back to him. That's why he got the calling card. That's why he was at the store buying milk. Like the whole thing. So this dude. Oh, okay. So anyway, sorry. We got to go back before I go on that tangent. They both, like I said, they were both living in the house. He didn't want to give up the house. He didn't want to give up the power. So Peter's way out of it was just getting her killed.
To kill her in the house that you want to keep so fucking bad?
Yep.
You know, and so she called him and said, the lights aren't working. He's like, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yep.
And so that man had 10 minutes.
He was already in the house,
too.
He heard her call Frank. He heard her call Peter.
Yeah, but the husband.
Yeah.
So he's buying milk with this child knowing
that she's dying.
That the mother is going to be dead.
Yeah.
That's hardcore.
Yeah. On February 14th of 03, they show up at his house and they're like, Peter, we know who killed your wife. And he goes, who? And they go,
you did.
You. That's how it went down.
Good. What did he say?
He was a little weird. They said he was weird. He didn't really react much. There wasn't it didn't sink into him. Like he was still like, wait, what? Me? What? No, Frank.
He's probably trying to retrace his steps.
Yeah, and in his head, he's going through the oh fuck moment.
Mm-hmm.
So Peter Visich, I don't know, faced trial for first-degree murder. Everyone was shocked and mad that Frank Thon pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and was able to test. He was the witness, so he got a better deal. And when he testified in court against Peter, he stared and gave him the fuck you look the whole time. He did not drop eye contact with Peter for 1 second. Mm-hmm. Everybody said it was like intense and like scary because these two men were like
staring each other down.
Yeah, giving each other the fuck you look the whole time. So, Frank got 20 years to life. Peter was found guilty and sentenced to life without parole. And it was all Peter's idea at the end of the day.
And Grandma has kids?
I believe his family has. Well, keep in mind, her family she's not from here.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
You can't send a little boy, dude, that fucking lived in New York his whole life to Puerto Rico.
There's nothing wrong with Puerto Rico.
There's nothing wrong with it, but think of the culture shock when Peter's family is as tight as they were.
Yeah.
And he already has a bond.
Well, does her family get to see the child at all?
I don't know if she had much of a family at all to begin with. Because when she came over from Puerto Rico, it was during that whole, like, violent situation. Mm-hmm. So there was, like, a bunch of...
There's a whole bunch of gang stuff.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of shit. But yeah, dude, she got murdered all because of a kid. And those cases blow my mind because I think about it, right? And I try to be like, well, what would I do if me and Eric got divorced and Eric tried to, like, take my kids? Mm-hmm. First of all, I don't ever think that would happen. But I'm so logical because I'm like, well, I can't kill him because then I'm going to go to jail. Then I won't have him. And it will always if you hire someone to take a life, it'll always come back.
Well, and it's still also, do you really want to take that child's other parent away because you're mad at them? That has nothing to do with your baby.
I don't know, dude. I've seen some ugly. That has nothing to do with
your baby. I mean, if they're being touched, molested, and abused, and it's out of protection and love, but to just be like,
sometimes you hate a motherfucker, though, dude.
You're never gonna see this child again. You have to pay me child support. Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah.
No, women like that and men like that do that to the moms too. It's not right because you're not thinking about yourself. You're fucking up your kid. Or you're thinking only of yourself and you're not thinking about your kid because You can't. No matter how much you dislike baby daddy or baby mama that you're not with anymore, you still do not have the right to take that person out of that child's life.
Yeah.
I disagree with
Find
that.
a mediator. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Find a friend that hates him, loves you, that will still put up with his dumb ass.
I mean, did that man even, he was that confident thinking, I'm not going to get caught.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be able to raise my child in the same house that his mother was murdered in and watch him grow up and lie to him every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Versus them splitting up. Fine, you don't want to fight over the house, sell the damn thing. Split it. She gets an apartment, you get an apartment.
Everybody wins.
You bounce the kid back like normal people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you suck it up and you say, hey, guess what? I'm only going to talk to you about the child and that's it. Anything else that goes on.
Well, not even then. Like I said, dude, find a mediator.
Yeah. Or do the exchange in the parking lot. I've done parking lot exchanges with children.
Dude,
before.
I could not imagine having to do that. Like, I couldn't.
It's really stressful because then, like, when you have to drive up and you have to look at this man because you're giving him children and instructions. And even driving up to the house, you get that boiling anger of...
You just want to yell at this mom. Let's turn it into a fight. Like, I don't know. That's why I say find a mediator. You know what I mean? Like, the point of the story is this poor lady died because she was a good mom. And she was not going to not fight for her kid.
Well, yeah.
And turn it into a battle. And it wasn't even like a heat of the moment thing. You know what I mean? This was planned out. A meetup happened. We talked every day.
Well, that man does need to be in jail for the rest of his life.
Oh yeah, and I think his sentence does need to be more than the actual, like the killer did get a decent sentence, 20 to life or whatever. That's pretty good. But he would have never ever gone there
if he hadn't been hired.
If he hadn't been hired.
I'm trying to remember if there was an amount, if he ever said why or how much his contract on her was. How much do I need to pay you to kill a person? You know?
Okay, have you ever watched, there's a show on the Oxygen channel and it's called Murder for Hire.
Mm-hmm.
And some decent person who is tipped off about whatever murder is going to happen or whatever informs the cops about it. The cops then start doing their recordings. They get the undercovers in there and they arrest these people. Dude, I find it to be ridiculous. If I ever called someone, okay, hypothetically, I call someone and I'm like, hey, I need my husband killed. Help me out. That person calls the police, okay, whatever. And then that person calls me back and they're like, hey, I got this cousin Johnny who's legit. He'll do it for whatever. He's going to call you. And me being dumb and being like, yeah, for sure.
Thanks, bro.
For sure. Yeah, thank you.
Hypothetically.
And then that person calling me and being like, hey, you need a problem taken care of? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And they're like, okay, meet up with me. We'll talk about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. And then I meet up with this complete stranger, get in their vehicle. Who's an undercover cop. Okay, I get in the car and they're like, so what do you want done again? And I'm like, well, I want Susie and Jamie and Billy killed. I don't like them. Pissing me off. Off with their head. One of them's like a sister-in-law, a daughter-in-law. And she's like, I fucking can't stand my daughter-in-law. Kill her. Mm-hmm. And then you tell this fool, because they're like, well, how much do you think this is going to cost you? And you say,
$5,000. No, I'm kidding.
The one chick had nothing. She's like, well, I got a gun I can give you for collateral. And this dude's like, yeah, for sure, I'll do it. I'm like, what the fuck? Shady. If I ever am in that situation and I can be like, well, I got 2 Domino's gift cards and some Amazon points, they are all yours. And that person is like, for sure, I'll take them out. Amazon points? You ain't playing. I'm going to jail.
I'm not gonna die over Amazon points.
You know what I mean? But like, that's how dumb it is. Because they talk to these undercover cops and the undercover cops like, I just need money. It doesn't matter if it's $10, $5, $20, $100. The minute we make a deal,
That
it is
didn't
against the law.
raise a flag with these people.
No, and these people are
Really?
so mad and so out to kill these people that they're like,
That'd be a red flag.
they're like, a discount, you say. You're having a discount. Okay, tell me more about your discount,
Is it
sir.
a twofer?
Yeah.
God almighty.
And like, you just incriminate the shit out of yourself, and then you get out and you're surrounded by cops, and you really have the mind to sit there and be like, no, I didn't. What? Murder? No. Domino's points? No.
He misunderstood what I was saying.
Yeah, no, I offered him pizza. You guys didn't. No. You know what I mean? It's insane. Why are people so mad that like you have to kill someone? And that show, dude, it cracks me up. It's also very sad because then someone goes to your house and they're like, just so you know, whoever wanted you dead, but we got him.
Yeah.
No fear, we got him. Like the one guy, dude, I gotta tell you guys, now I'm on a thing.
She's all cute, folks.
The one guy that I just watched on the newest episode or whatever, he's in jail. In jail. The fucking undercover cop comes and he's talking to him and he's like, okay, keep in mind, only the phones are recorded. This monitor conversation is not being recorded. And that idiot is like, okay. And an inmate walks by, sees the dude, and when they're done with their phone call or whatever, he's like, hey, buddy, come here. That's a fucking cop. Like, whatever the fuck you're doing, stop doing it. That's a cop. Dipshit's like, no, that's a hitman. No. Still goes through with it.
Oh, no.
Then they take him into the interrogation room, and they're like, so, I'm sorry. You're in here for already trying to kill 2 people and hiring a hitman. And now you're trying to get the cop who was the undercover cop and the guy who ratted you out killed talking to an undercover cop on a jail monitor, and you're still going to sit here. And he says, I'm already in here for stupid shit, man. I ain't doing any more.
Oh my goodness.
Why are you lying?
Did it?
And then they tell him, they're like, those monitor conversations are recorded. And his whole demeanor changes. And he's like, he lied? And I almost peed my pants. I was laughing so hard. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
I think everybody knows, even the man that's living off the grid with no Wi-Fi and power knows. All that shit's recorded.
You would think.
The 911 line's recorded. The 1200 line.
You would think. And then he called his brother, right? Because they're like, we need money.
Jail.
Well, they keep telling him.
There.
Dude, they keep telling him, like, dude, we need the money. We need the money. Like, get me the fucking money. The hitman keeps telling him, the minute you make the deposit, cop's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. We're done. They're dead. So then he called his brother from the jail phone, and he's like, hey, where's my 4-wheeler? You sell that? He's like, yeah, we did. He's like, well, where'd the money go? He's like, I'll tell your lawyer. And he's like, you're really fucking up my plans, James. Like...
Usually when someone puts money for your lawyer,
yeah,
the appropriate response is, thank you.
Well, and then he calls his friend.
Thank you.
He calls his friend, and he's like, hey, can you send money to this P.O. box? I need you to pay this guy $250. And the friend's like, yeah, so that's how they get him. But he calls his friend and is like, hey, buddy, do me a solid. Pay this dude for me. It's $250. Mail it to this P.O. box. Put this name on it. Have a good day. And the friend, being a solid dude, is like, this isn't shady at all. Okay. And he does it. Like, how dumb are you?
Well, especially on the call.
Well, and he wanted
recording.
And he wanted their kids killed. He's like, I might as well do it all. For $500,
no,
I can take out a cop, his family, and the snitch who snitched on me, and his wife. Like, I'm trying to take out 4 people.
4 people? That's like 7 people.
The second time, he's trying to take out 4 people. $500. A deposit of $500. 4 people. That's way too cheap, guys.
The $400.
Like,
So really, you're telling me it does not cost hardly any money
to get someone
to have
killed.
someone killed.
Well, not if you get the
And
right
bank
person.
robbery, it doesn't turn out. It's like, that's just the movie.
But you got to hit up the right person that has a conscience. You know what I mean? Like the dude who snitched on the dumbass, he fucking was a criminal his whole life. And the first time he ever snitched was on this dude because he was like, what the fuck? You want someone dead? Like dead? Oh no. Oh no. Like, no, dude, I rob people. Like, I don't kill. Oh, whoa. But he says he'll do it, and, like, he plays along, gets the cops. He goes to the cops. The cops are like, you're shady as fuck. Why are you trying to fucking tell us about a murder? So they don't believe him at first.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing works out. But, like, people.
Kids these days.
Yeah. Like a perfect example of people who should have been swallowed instead of birthed. Like, it's insane.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah, the moral of the story is please don't buy hitmans, especially on the cheap end.
Yeah, they're cops.
Definitely a cop. Well, don't do it anyway. Yeah. But if you do find yourself in that situation, when they ask you, like, 5 times, like, are you for sure? Are you for sure? Make sure one of those times you say no. Just say no. So then that way your lawyer has that part of the tape to play on your behalf. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Think ahead. Think about the defense. Get that clip. If you're going to be dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Personal advice. And get an elf on the shelf. It's legit shit. And if you live with your husband that you're divorcing and you go home and your lights don't work,
run.
Leave. Immediately leave. And yeah, happy fucking Thanksgiving just happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're on to Christmas. Christmas murders.
I guess I have to get started, huh?
I adore Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays. The murders ones are super sad because it's always like, oh, they were about to deliver presents.
Yeah.
Why does everybody die when they have presents in their hands?
There was a whole bunch of those Christmas ones.
Yeah. So we're going to do a bunch of Christmas and just a little update on Lanny. We're still waiting to hear back from the Idaho Innocence Program, and I have reached out to a couple other people to see if they can help, but I don't know what's going to happen. I know it's going to be a long, drawn-out thing, but I will just keep everybody updated when I find out.
Well, thanks for the update.
Thanks. So, yeah. Hit us up on Instagram. It is what it is, Pod19. Facebook, it is what it is, a true crime podcast. YouTube, it is what it is, a true crime podcast. Twitter, it is what it is, 208, because that's where we're from. And it is what it is, pod19 at gmail.com for private messages. Remember, you can donate to the cause of getting better equipment and better shit, but it's whatever. We're doing it for fun.
Yeah.
So it's cool if you do. It's cool if you don't. I don't care.
Thanks for your comments, guys.
Yeah, just follow, comment, all that shit, share, and whatever. So peace the fuck out. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.